Welcome, guests, friends, tribesmen. Another 30 to 45 minutes here where we can take time out to upgrade the software, to think about where we are and where we need to go, rebuild our faith and rebuild our lives. I am Santos Jr. This is Soldiers of Self Mastery Solutions and an Answer live broadcast out of Stockton, California. You're welcome. You're invited. Bring your question, bring your comment, bring your observation. Let me see, what else can you bring? Well, you can be a troll and you can bring your negativity too. We'll take care of that one also. Anyways, welcome from around the globe. Once again, we're going to get started here. Action is king. Good evening, MMFI. Good evening, Jim. Good evening, Race. I'm hoping to see a few others on here before we get going tonight. There we go. There we go. All right. By the way, I'm going to be opening up the camera a little bit later because I really want to focus on your questions tonight. I don't really have a topic. I do have a proverb. And I'm going to do my best to focus on your question. What's your concern? What's weighing heavily upon you tonight on this wonderful Sunday evening? It is Sunday. Hey, Emily, welcome to the broadcast. I'm hoping Carol will show up tonight too. Let me see. And we're broadcasting via Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Good evening, Emily. Yes, hello. So I'm currently in recovery, but I keep finding myself relapsing, even though with barriers placed. I want gambling to get the hell out of my life ASAP. Any solutions you can advise? I'm currently in recovery, but I keep finding myself relapsing, even though with barriers placed. That's interesting. I keep finding myself relapsing, like the hamster on the wheel in a cage, right, with barriers placed. I want gambling to get the hell out of my life. Me too. Now, what is gambling? What really is gambling? A lot of us think that gambling is in the casino. Oh, it's just in the casino. It's buying lottery tickets. Every once in a while, I'll buy a lottery ticket to see if I still have the bug. I do. I test myself. It's disgusting. Actually, it's not too bad when you spend $2 on a lottery ticket and then you throw it in the trash and you realize that it's no longer a part of your life. It's no longer a part of your desire. It's no longer a part of your hunger. One piece of advice, Facebook user, is to stick around this community as much as you can. That's probably going to be one of the best advice that I can give you. Not really knowing your situation, not knowing you, not knowing your personality, not knowing your likes, not knowing your dislikes. What I can tell you is that you've got something going on that you really, really need to just kind of focus a little bit more on. And that is these barriers. What are these barriers? They're not protecting you. These barriers are not protecting you. And that's where you need to look at. What are they? What are they comprised of? It's like having holes in the bag. And my friends, guests, listen, if you're not soldier scribed to this community, I'm on my hands and knees begging you. No, I'm not. If you want to come in and be a part of this tribe, I am going to say it's a good place to be because you're only going to grow from here. Well, you'll do two things. You're either going to go or you're going to grow. Go, grow. Which ones to know? Anyhow, thank you guys for listen. Stay in touch with me. I know we could spend a lot of time here, but it's kind of difficult because right now it's only one-sided. But I'm glad that you're thinking, I want to get the hell out of my life. You're thinking that. Focus on that. Focus on that. Put fuel. Add fuel to that fire right there. Think about what you're saying. I want to get the hell out. You know, the more that you remind yourself of that kind of power phrase, wake up in the mornings and you remind yourself, I want gambling to get the hell out. I want it to get the hell out. You remind yourself. What's going to happen to you if you keep reminding yourself? I believe something worthwhile will happen as a result of that. So, hopefully that'll answer. And once again, thank you. Make sure you stay in touch. Stay in touch right here. There's no excuse right here. Okay? There's a reason why you showed up here. Let me see. Thank you for the contribution, the support, the energy, the mojo. Somebody's going to get a breakthrough tonight. I don't know who it is going to be. It might be me. I got a proverb coming. Thank you, Santos, for coming on the podcast. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, back again. Listen, we're going to take a look at this. I promise that I want to focus on your question. I'm going to do my best to dig into your question. That's what's important here, right? I do have a proverb I'm going to be looking at. Let me see here. Like finding other ways to gamble, loopholes, I meant. Well, let me read something to you out of my journal real quick, Facebook user. Let me see. This is back. I don't know what day this is. Back in 2018. Wow. It says this. The reason why I was able to change my journal here. The reason why I was able to change, simply stated, you have to have a plan. You have to have step 1. You should have step 2 at least to get started. Step 1 and step 2. Step 3, step 4 will begin to show up after 1 and 2. The reason why I was able to change, simply stated, I wanted change. I wanted it. One of the main, one of the main drivers, right? If you don't want something bad enough, it ain't going to happen. I got a video for those of you that don't want to stop gambling. Keep an eye out for that one. It's coming soon. It's on my channel. You're struggling and you don't believe in yourself anymore. You've lost it and you're still gambling. You're confused. There's something that you can do. At least make an effort while you're there. Because if you just keep going down that road blindly, you can't. Well, sadly, most people are going down the road blindly because they really don't know that, number one, they're blind and they don't know that they can actually help themselves become unblind. How does this happen? I don't know. I do know that your subconscious and your subconscious and your conscious thinking are like two brains. One is feeding the other. One is feeding the other. Your conscious mind is feeding your subconscious. Your subconscious is running the game. If the game that it's running is not the game that you want to be playing in, then you gotta confront and you gotta optimize the software in your subconscious. But you're gonna do that through your conscious thinking. Coming here is one great place to be. Let me turn off this. I think I'm doing this. All right. Hey, Nick, I'm rattling off here, 10 minutes off and already. So Facebook user, I hope that you're understanding that what I'm sharing with you. I've taken some time here. Again, I don't know who you are. I don't know the outline. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know your personality, your likes, your dislikes. I don't know where you live. So I'm doing my best to try to answer your question if indeed you're looking for those right loopholes. Hopefully, you've gotten something out of this broadcast. So thanks for hanging out. Emily has a question, and I want to welcome Nick. Hey, Nick. Did I put that there? Welcome. Oh, I got to get into the proverb here real quick. And then Emily. Let me see. Like finding other ways to gamble. If you got another question, Facebook user, present it there. I'll take a look at it. Let me see. Thinking like a leader. I deserve better in life. Moving forward towards greatness. Thinking positive is first steps. That is that's a tribesman right there. You know, people want to do things, but I ask, what is your first step? Okay. You know that you've heard this before. People say that cash is king. By the way, I'm going to open up the camera here in about 5 minutes. You want to come on the camera with me? You want to come live? We can do this. They say that cash is king. I don't know. I think cash is queen. I think action is king. What do you think? Where are we at? Oh boy. Let me see. Yeah. Where am I? Oh, here it is. 103. The mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear him, and his righteousness unto children's children. Unto children's children. That's a promise right there. To such as keep his covenant, and to those that remember his commandments to do them, to take action. Right? We fear. We don't try. We stay. I don't know about you guys, but I want more. And I know that within me, there's more. Just like I believe within you, there's more. You can dig deeper. You think that you're going through, man, you can dig deeper. Santos, some people might be making or generating enough income. No, you can dig deeper and generate more, but it may take you some time, right? It may take you some time to do that. In fact, I was thinking about this the other day, that your dream, you may not even see your dream in complete fruition. Walt Disney didn't. Nikola Tesla didn't. But it doesn't mind. You have a dream. You got to have something. You got something inside you that you're holding on to. People laughing at you. You're even laughing at yourself at times because you don't believe in your dream yet. You don't really see it. It's not deep inside of you where it convicts you to the point where, it's like you're in tunnel vision now. Doesn't matter what people think. Doesn't matter what family thinks. It doesn't matter what your old limiting beliefs think anymore. You've broken through. Man, it feels good to be free. I'm telling you, you got to have this mindset today, or else you're dead. Either that mindset or you're dead, right? Get busy living. Remember Shawshank Redemption? Get busy living or get busy dying. Which one are you doing? Hey, let me see. Thinking like a leader. Emily, thank you. Let me see. Ray says, one day I went through a really bad week of gambling and I opened your book and it said, you did do that bad habit for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. Now keep going. Was it hard for you to quit? I don't know if it was hard. It wasn't hard for me to quit. I made a decision. I think the process that I went through, because, you're confused. you're defeated, you're depleted, you're depressed, you're suppressed. You really don't know a whole lot about where you're going at this point because you've been so rewired with all of this nonsense and lies and the deception. There's a lot of deception and it's in your head, right? So you're like you're going through all these things. And again, what mattered to me was I made a decision and I said, you know what, I don't want this anymore in my life. I just don't want it anymore. It's not worth it, man. It's not. And the thing is, you're gambling. There's something else going on with your gambling. See, you're gambling. You're in the casino. You're doing something, but what is it? Why? It's not why. There's something behind it that's causing you to do that. That's what's really important. Is your gambling? It may not be the problem. Your gambling is just a manifestation of the real issue. And once we identify the real issue, then it's like if you a frozen lake. Now a frozen lake could be frozen so far, but if you hit it with a sledgehammer in one area, right, in one area, you hit it with a sledgehammer really hard, that one place where you hit it could spread out very quickly and cause cracks all over the ice. Could it be that maybe your challenge is not the cards? Your challenge is not the slot machines or the roulette table or the poker card playing? What if you dig deeper and go underneath the water and really take a look at your iceberg? But yes, you do have an iceberg. We all have icebergs. Planet, let me see. I hope I got that. Been struggling to quit for years now. I'm surrounded by friends and family that gamble. I am so easily triggered because of them. Yep. Knee-jerk reactions, man. That's what happens. We're no longer conscious. We're no longer thinking. And people, we're all in trouble if we're not paying attention to this. We're all in trouble. It's like, if you're not careful, right? Even I could be asking questions, and I hope that the questions that I may ask you would trigger knee-jerk reactions in the right direction. You notice sometimes you have a knee-jerk reaction in the wrong direction, and you say, what the heck, man? Why did I do that? It's like a knee-jerk reaction. Your subconscious is so wired, it is so brainwashed that all it takes is certain key words. I'm telling you, my friends, to trigger you to go in a direction that you end up regretting altogether later on. And this is the battlefield. It's right here. Yeah. All right. I'm going to open up the camera here. If you want to come on, what's the difference between lottery and fruit machines, man? They're all gambling. They're all deception. It's all deception. They're just different varieties, right? Like different varieties of the fruits. There's an orange and there's different varieties. I don't think it's, any different. Anyhow, do I find new hobbies to keep me busy? You got to make it happen. Let me see. I'm going to, no, not that. That's not what I want. Listen, if you want to come on the camera, you can copy and paste. I know Jim sometimes comes along. I don't know. It looks like people might be heading towards the football game or something. Anyhow, the way I look at this program, sometimes, I say to myself, sometimes I have a little bit of an audience. Sometimes there's not much of an audience. And I say to myself, well, you have to continually prepare for what's ahead. And it is best to prepare while you really don't have the opportunity. Because when the opportunity shows up, you'll be prepared for it. And I come on this broadcast every Sunday. I'm here and I encourage and I motivate and I inspire myself. If anything, honestly, I'm being completely honest with all of you on an international level here. I inspire and I motivate myself. There was a time where I couldn't do that. There was a time where I didn't know that I had that ability. There was a time where I had no clue at all, period. I was like in a dark room with the door closed, with no lights and no windows. Some soundproofing in there, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're just shut in and you really can't hear anything at all. And you're like in this world. So today, my passion and my goal is to create soldiers, man. Create a tribe of men and women that want to think for themselves at the moment, at the right time. They're not afraid of making mistakes. They're not afraid of losing a little bit. They're not afraid of investing a little bit. They're not afraid of discipline a little bit. That's my ultimate goal, to be able to duplicate, not myself, but to be able to duplicate this mind that you can live completely free from gambling. And listen, all of you that are on this broadcast, including myself, we all have addictions. We all have addictions. Here's what's important is for you to master over your mind so that whenever you decide, you can face these things and you can begin to turn away from them. Some addictions are good habits, right? Some things we have, they are good. We want to keep them. But if we're not careful, those good habits can also be tricked into moving away from them, if that makes sense. Um, Hopefully that makes sense. Hey, K6, welcome. So here, okay, I've got really bad anxiety and I'm socially awkward and my software is not good for camera. I understand that, Nick, but here's the thing about that. See, what if I told you that I was going to pay you $1 million and you believed me? Would you find equipment right now? If I literally said, look, Nick, I'm going to pay you $1 million right now to come on the screen for just 2 minutes. And you knew, you believed that I had the means to pay you that kind of money. You truly believed in that statement. I guarantee you, Nick, that you would find a camera and you would become unsocially awkward immediately. We're motivated not just by money, right? We're not motivated by money, but we're motivated by other things. And it's interesting to go inside yourself and search out these treasures. Like somebody, who was it that was mentioning here in the broadcast that we're so strong human beings. No, I was talking to a lady earlier. Her name's Miriam. I haven't seen her in a while. And she was talking about the potential that we all have in us. And it is amazing that we'll never use that full potential. That's the truth. You'll never use the full potential. But that's not an excuse for you not to start and to try to use it. Tap into yourself, look in yourself, look at your treasures, look at what you're all about, look at what you truly want. What is it that you truly want? I don't think those of you that are here, there's a few of you here, you probably don't want gambling in your life. So your focus, if you're gambling, your focus is on gambling. But if you don't want gambling, then you need to shift your focus. You're talking about loopholes and replacing this and replacing the other thing. By the way, gambling is a lie anyways. Why you want to believe a lie? Why you want to be coiled up by the snake and letting that snake inject poison inside of you? Why you want to do that? You don't want to do that, do you? Feel that snake wrapped up all around you, just squeezing. Well, it's not squeezed you all the way yet, but you feel the squeeze and it's getting tighter. And that It's shooting that venom. It's injecting that venom into your body. Yeah. Well, how do you know, son? Because you go to the casino and you find yourself going through the doors, and then you leave the casino and you tell yourself, man, I did it again. I did it again. Yes. Thank you. Hey, Laura. Oh, I didn't do this one. I think Jim left us today. I don't know if Jim. Anyways, if anyone wants to come on if you want to come on the camera for a little bit, you want to show uh, yourself internationally for a little bit, you can. What? You can hide behind the avatar too. I mean, if that's your desire, it's up to you. Whatever. No judgment here. Anyhow, um, you got to get fanatical. You got to get fanatical. Yeah, you got to get fanatical. There's Mr. Jim. We're going to bring Jim on. Let me see. Who we're going to bring Jim on and see. Let me see. No echoes. 300 to 1 odds of getting hit by lightning, finding a 4-leaf clover. Yep. So, Jim, what's happening, Jim?
Hi there, Santos. Nothing much in yourself?
Oh, man, I'm working on super fantastic. Hey, you got a book right there beside you, man.
Oh, that's a pretty good book right there. Good to be next
So,
to right there.
so what do you think, Jim? What do you think? Focusing on I've been really just kind of wanting to zero in on some of these questions a little bit more. That can be a little intimidating for some folks. I
Yeah.
begin digging around and looking at the language and the text and all of these things.
Yeah. One of the things that I was thinking about is, that a major thing that drives us is like pain, and I was thinking about pain, and I was thinking, you know, maybe it's a good idea to kind of be conscious of our pain, just kind of get comfortable, kind of analyze it, get to know, you know, what gives us pain, you know. There's different kinds of pain, right? There's the kind of pain when
Has
you don't
variance.
have any
Yeah.
money left, you have to tell your landlord, right? Don't have any money for the rent, right? Got
What?
that pain.
Oh my. Yeah. I didn't see
And
that. Anyway.
yeah, but there's also the other kind of pain of like like discipline, the pain of working out, the pain of saying no to that chocolate cake, the pain of
Is
saying no to
discipline a
that.
bad word?
Some people, they have a negative connotation to it, and that's that's something that we should really try to get comfortable with. I mean, this idea of pain, things that make us uncomfortable. It's like, what makes us uncomfortable? What drives us towards the pleasure, which will ultimately screw us over. What drives us away from the disciplines, the good things that, if we actually step into that pain or that discomfort, it'll take us to a better place. I mean, it's like, why do I avoid, working out? Why do I, go to this casino or the bar, or the fast food, whatever it is, what, you know, what is the pain that I'm trying to avoid? What is the pain? Is it a good pain or a bad pain? If you think about it,
Yeah.
what scares me? And I mean, I think if we become a comfortable understanding, what is it? Because a lot of times we're just, moving around unconscious about these things. They just kind of move us. I was thinking about,
Hmm.
these traps that take us down the bad road. They're so casual, they're so subtle, right? So easy, so easy to, like, just grab that paycheck, or and take it on. I'll just pay a few dollars. That's not a big deal, right? Just a few dollars, right? Or, hey, there's the McDonald's right there. Hey, it's just once in a while is okay. It's right there. I mean, it's so easy. And the name of this program that you have is Soldiers of Self Mastery, man. There's a reason why, right? Because we're in a freaking war, right? There's an enemy that's out to get us. There's an enemy that's out to destroy us. All the things that are good in our life. And we got to freaking get militant, man. We got to get militant. We got to say, you know
Yeah.
what? We're at war and we got to know what the enemy is. Maybe the enemy is discomfort, right? What is this discomfort? I got to understand, the pleasures and discomforts of my life, and there's an enemy somewhere in there. There's an enemy, and there's an ally also there. That discomfort could be an ally,
Here's
something that's
what's
also
here's
helpless.
what's really cool though, Jim. That enemy and that ally
Hmm.
is actually you
Yeah.
in the primary place. We have them outside of us, but the struggle is that we, instead of making ourselves an ally, we've made ourselves an enemy.
Hmm.
How is that? How have we
There's
made ourselves an enemy? We've allowed, and there's a proverb that says uh, that we've allowed the enemy into the camp. So the enemy is there. Now we have to learn to live with the enemy. Well, we got to learn to drive the enemy as much as the enemy out.
Yeah. I mean, like I think about that voice that's speaking to us, right? That little, that devil and angel, right? To say, hey, come on, just enjoy a little bit. Hey, you don't want to do that. That's painful. Oh, you trying to go for that goal. Oh no, what are you kidding me? You're just gonna fail. You're just gonna fail. Just go to the casino. You have a good time. Just drink some of the alcohol. Just eat some of that fast food. That you'll feel better. It's all about feeling good. It's okay to feel good. That's what it's all about. You got to feel good about yourself. That voice, saying it's okay to go down that path. That's the enemy. I mean, I guess our ally is understanding the difference. It's like, no, wait a minute. I've been down this path and I don't like it. It caused me a lot of pain. It caused me a lot of pain. Listening to this voice telling me to go towards the pleasure. What kind of pleasure is that? There could be good pleasures, right? Having that runner's high, that exercise, feeling good, feeling energetic. you know there could be that pleasure of having money in the bank. It's like, oh dang, I got some money in my pocket. That's good. I remember when it wasn't there, but yeah, that feels good, right? That's good pleasure, right? Knowing the difference between the good and the bad stuff, right? The enemy is
Well,
right there.
the ultimate pleasure, the ultimate rich is inside, because you can be broke and be rich, right? You can also be rich and be broke. It's a matter of perspective, and it's a matter of how we're looking at things on a day by day basis. And I believe that we need to get smart fast. I believe that we need to get smart like today. Um, there's a comment here. We're talking about change and discipline and all of these things. The mind is what's the mind will block you even though you're in pain. The mind will keep you there. The Because the mind, you're in pain already. Well, you know that if you got to move in a direction, that's going to be painful. But which is less painful, moving in the right direction or staying where you're at? Because eventually that pain that is there presently, eventually the heat is going to get turned on, the fire is going to grow, there's going to be more, you're going to feel the burn more later on. you know the At the end, it's always going to be more heavier versus taking care of the heaviness now. Get rid of the heavy load now. Let's wait, we'll deal with the heavy loads later on. You'll be tired later on. You may not be able to get to those heavy loads. Now's the time to get. Um, hey, Terrance, welcome. We'll get back to you here in a minute, Jim, on that. Good way to put it. You've never seen it that way. Not sure what you were referring there, but thank you for leaving that comment. Appreciate you, Terrance. And then there's a Natalie here. I see Natalie. You've got a little bit of a. It looks like you're. I don't know if that's your image, but obviously you're exposing your something there in the image. And I don't want to. I'm not here to judge you, but your question says you're ruining your job. Un tiempo sin apostar en absoluto. Puedo pasar. I don't know how you found us here. We found you. We found each other. But I'm glad you're here. Again, la pregunta. I just want to share this in Spanish. La pregunta es, si se puede con el deseo y la energía and the right people by your side. Hey, there's all kinds of things that we can do, right? They say if you want to go, Jim. They say if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far and long, you need support. You got to have some support. You got to have a support group. You got to have a tribe. Is that my bribe? Is that why I tell you to subscribe? So, yeah, Jim, speaking about disciplines, it's not as bad as we think. The word discipline is not a bad word. It's just a word,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I really enjoy discipline. I remember I used to hear that word before. People, oh, I don't want to hear it. Discipline. To get away from me. I don't want to talk about it. Military. No. Discipline is just a word. It's what we've attached to it.
Yeah. I mean, like today I was thinking about, how can I be the best in this moment, you know, and just kind of focus on that. How can I be the best in this particular moment? And, when you stay present like that, I think you can block out a lot of the nonsense, the future stuff, pain, and so forth. Right now, right this moment, how can I be the best dishwasher right now? How can I be the best in my room cleaning it up, you know, in this moment? Forget about the future, forget about whatever. And don't forget that, let those things add up. Because sometimes, our mind is thinking about the stuff in the future. It's like, oh, I have this goal, but I don't think I'm going to be able to reach it. Oh, it just seems so overwhelming. Oh, I'll never be able to save that money. I'm so far deep in the hole. It's
That's right.
forget, thinking about those things. Forget about that stuff. Forget about the past, right?
Well,
Oh
see,
yeah, I screwed up.
that's the thing there. See, that's where most people get caught in the trap, though,
Yeah.
right? It's probably a lot easier for us, maybe Jim, for you to forget about these things. But we have to remember that the the subconscious the subconscious is supplanting us,
Hmm.
right? The subconscious is, if you find yourself in an ugly struggle, and it's a continuous thing, it's simply because your subconscious is supplanting you. So here we're thinking logically. We're trying to think logically here on this broadcast. We're trying to, okay? We're trying to use the conscious mind here, because the subconscious is running the background. It's the subconscious is doing all kinds of other things.
Yeah. What would you?
So we're trying to use our conscious thinking, right, to activate the subconscious. And it's a discipline.
Yeah. I mean,
Nevertheless, you can do it, though. Here's the thing, right? If you're here, some people might hear this and they say, this guy's talking a different, he's talking in Egyptian to me. If you're here and you can hear my voice and you understand, you can make some very remarkable changes immediately, simply by changing, the way you say things, a few words. And eventually it gets to the point, like you said, Jim, where you can discard things very easily.
yeah.
Bad thoughts, angers, and tempers. Man, I still struggle with that a little bit, but in comparison to the years past, wow, the software has had a major upgrade.
Yeah, and the past shows, you talk about tools, and this is what this show is all about, man. I mean, it's all about sharing good ideas, developing, having like an arsenal, you know, of things to see things in different ways, to change the way we feel, to change our perspective, our perception of certain circumstances about ourselves, of what we can do, right? You know, what's outside, you know. I mean, yeah, some tools might work for some people, some tools might not, but it's all about spreading these ideas,
Yeah.
and it's I think one of the important things, I think I said this last time in your broadcast, is we got to remember the goal. We got to remember, you know what we want to do. We got to have, I think I don't know if I texted in there, we got to be militant. We got to
Yeah.
be fanatical. We got to be
Yeah.
fanatical.
Fanatical.
Fanatical. I mean, you got to get over the top. So over the top. I mean, when it's like laser focus. The reason why you got to get that laser focus is because, like I said, there's all those little sirens whispering, singing to you to take you down that dark path, you know, and you got to be conscious, make a decision, you know, I'm not going to do it, man. That you get angry, you get militant, you got to be vigilant, right?
Yeah.
And the goal, what's the goal? Keep that goal in mind, you know, be debt free, no more losing money, right? No more drinking, no more drugs, better relationships. Don't freak out, whatever it is, you know, got to have that goal. Focus,
Yeah.
focus, focus, so that those things won't distract you and move you into that comfort zone, that comfortable place, because
Yeah.
it's bad.
The grass is greener on the other side. In other words, like Terrance here, we're not certain within that we are totally done for good. The only thing that we're certain of is what we say to ourselves on a daily basis. And as long as we're willing to honor that word, because man, you're in deep shit when you say things to yourself and you don't do it, man. There's times where I say things to myself and I don't do it. And it I remember reading about that. I didn't think it was a big deal back then. When you're in gambling, you don't see a lot of these things, but when you come out of gambling, you begin your conscience becomes alive. Anyhow, I'm kind of losing track here a little bit. Um, yeah, see, I have brain farts every once in a while. Anyhow, we, we are not certain within what we are totally done for good if we feel like we're breaking back into it. That's what I was thinking about there. It's discouraging. The thing is that you have to be so determined to challenge yourself, because the moment you start saying things like, well, I don't know, or possibly, or um, I should do this. No, you know what? I am, I can, I will, I do. You have to talk either in the present or in the future. In the present or in the future to get yourself to take action. Because if you don't, you go right back to that thing that we're talking about here before I had a brain fart here. It's like we can feel and see us breaking back into it. I get thoughts like that all the time. I get thoughts like that, going back to the casino every once in a while, like flashbacks. But I know what they are. They're just flashbacks, and that's the thing. If you let that, if once you break free, once you come out of that dark closet and the door's wide open, you know that seeds are going to be, the temptation is going to come back. You confront it. You don't think about it, right? The moment that you sense it, you face it. Okay, this is wrong. I'm not going to think on it. You tell yourself, you train your subconscious with your conscious thinking. Eventually, your subconscious will recognize, yeah, he means business. Because every time we've been there, he said, I remember him saying this, that I'm going to overcome. Or so the subconscious kicks in and you begin to move in a better direction. And that applies for any area of life, man. Um,
I
it's
think
all
it's
about
important.
optimizing.
I think it's important to, be intentional about what you associate. We have the power of association, right? Now, if you just use your default mind, right, you can just associate X with pleasure, and that's all. But you can also associate X with pain. It's like, hey, ooh, I'm leering back, as what the past commentator said. It's going back into it, right? It's like, stop, associate the pain, the tremendous pain that you had when you went down that path. Don't forget that pain. Associate it. Every time you see that, associate that pain. That pain, the pain of losing your money, the pain of crying when you're driving home, the pain of facing your family, saying that I don't
Going to
have
the
any money.
ATM
Right.
like
The
the third
pain,
time.
the embarrassment, all that kind of
Yeah.
associated. Visualize that kind of stuff. Say, shh, no, 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 no. And that emotion, those emotions work in your favor. In your favor, says, you know what? I'm not going there. Yeah, it felt a little bit good. Had some good times, but no, I remember that pain. I remember that pain. I'm not going back there. You know, you know, it's like, and then you kind of have a conversation with yourself. It's like, why am I going to this place? Why am I, what's pushing me to escape over to the bar or to the casino or to drugs, or getting off my positive routines? Why?
Yeah.
And having a conversation, an honest conversation with yourself. And like you said, taking a journal, and writing these kinds of things down and just being honest with yourself and just putting that subconscious stuff conscious down, and then you can start mapping out, oh, now I know. Now I know. I know what the root of my problem. You were talking about, what is the root of my problem? Gambling could not be the root of your problem. It could be, it could be stress or anxiety. What's giving me the stress or anxiety? What's causing it in my life? It's my work. It's my boss. It's my family. You know, you know, I feel bad and I'm trying to escape over here, and escaping over there is screwing me over. It's screwing me over. I got to deal with this. I got to deal with this anxiety or this problem in my life, because it's
Yeah.
taking me down a bad path, So being honest with yourself, having that conversation with yourself, you know, just
That's right.
start thinking.
That's right. That's right. Here's a quote. What are the values of a good soldier? Freedom and courage. Freedom is what makes us fight, and courage is what keeps us from running away. We all have sin. We all have blotches. We all have mistakes. We all have addictions. All of us. Everybody, all those. Been a pretty good sized group tonight here. We all do. Thing is you got to be willing to face these things. You got to be willing to, you know, here Planet Serena and Twin Boys. Another thing, I know it's completely wrong, but my brain is programmed this way, and I hate it. Correctly, your subconscious is programmed that way because of circumstance, and of course, some of the decisions you've made along the way. Uh, we make good decisions, we make poor decisions because of what we've learned from our childhood, basically. We're paying today, we might be going through some things in life today that maybe we don't even, it's not even necessarily my fault. So the only thing that works for me is I don't ever start. See that right there? That's the first bet. Now, why do most people have problems? Most people don't have a problem of what to do or how to get started. either way, most people have a problem of keeping that thing going once they start. Most people have a problem with accountability, right? Most people have a problem with motivation or inspiration. This is one of the reasons why I offer coaching, because I know for a fact that you can get really excited and make a decision and go 3 days. And then the fourth day, you give in to your trigger, you give in to your temptation. Now, let's say you had a coach in your life that you were going to meet with that week, right? There's a possibility that maybe the fact that you've paid money, you've invested in yourself because you really want to overcome this accountability thing in your life, because you know that's the problem. See, you already know what to do. You don't need a coach telling you what to do. What you need to do is a coach to meet with you there and say, hey, how did you do this week? How'd you do? Accountability and the motivation. Another thing why most people, and why a good coach is I mean, I say a good coach because we all have coaches. There's good coaches and then there's great coaches. The good coach is going to be there when you're not motivated the third week into this damn thing and you're feeling down in the dumps, but you made the phone call because you knew you had a coaching session for 45 minutes. And the coach is going to meet you there on the phone, and you know that the coach is going to give you some good motivation. Why? Because it's his duty to stay motivated. I'm not going to coach with a depressed coach. Hey Santos, how you doing, man? Yeah, this is Coach so and so, man. I had a rough week, Santos. I tell you, man, my dog died. I got hit in the back. It wasn't even my fault. And but you ready for coaching this week, man? Anyhow, I'm ranting there. So we're come to the end of the program. Jim is like, Santos, what you talking about, man?
Well,
We all need
I know what you're
we,
talking about, Santos.
we all
Basically,
need, and I'm just joking with you, but we all need a good somebody. We all need a good support system. And again, there might be a person or two here within this system that you can afford to invest in yourself. You can afford to take the $3,000 or $4,000 that you're blowing every 2 months from the casino. You can take some of that money and invest in yourself. You can afford to do that and invest in yourself, invest in your future, and invest in a coach. Now, am I trying to sell you coaching? I'm available, sure, but there's many different coaches out there. The thing is, you got to find the coach that's beneficial to you, the one that you fit in with the best, the one that can understand you or is willing to understand you. Like Stephen Covey says, right? Seek not to be understood, but to not to but to understand, so that you can be understood. Anyhow, I go on, Jeff.
yeah. So, yeah, if you think it's all about seeing things from different different points of view. I mean, if you really think about it, okay, so a person watching your show dropped $3,000, let's say this month, right, in the casino and lost it, right? And they've been doing that for what? 2 months, 3 months, 5 months. Okay, it's like you don't like that, you know. Spend a little bit of money getting coaching, right? You know, gamble $50 on Santos, right? To stop losing that $3,000. Maybe you get what, $2,950, right? That's what you'll save, that month. Gamble on that, you know. And
It's
if
a
you don't like it, if it
win-win,
doesn't work, you can go back to spending your money, man. But $50 is a lot better than
or
three
whatever it
thousand
is.
dollars, whatever it is, whatever it is.
Yeah, because see, most people don't understand. In fact, I didn't understand about coaching, and we're gonna end the program here on this a call to action. We'll talk a little bit about coaching. That when you think about it, if you invest in anything in life that you want to get better, you're going to go to a coach or a teacher that's already achieved it. because you know that they can help you get there faster. They can give you some insight. They can keep you, um, but later on, those you have dividends from that 90-day period that triples and then it quadruples because your rewards really come after that. They come during that period, but your rewards will come. And when I used to be a little bit afraid of offering my coaching services, but I'm realizing that people need a coach. They need a good coach. I'm putting myself out there. Um, what was I going to say? Anyhow, we need we need a partner to help us with accountability and to be there for us. And because we're helping each other, right? A coach helps you. Say if I'm helping you on the other side, you're investing in yourself, you're paying me, right? You're bartering with me, I'm bartering with you something that you want that's far worth more than money, because we're talking about peace, we're talking about stopping losses, we're talking about rebuilding your life, rebuilding your faith. All of those things are included in coaching with the right coach. At least they should be. Anyhow, am I trying to sell you coaching? Yes, I'm trying to sell you coaching. Is it for everybody? No, coaching is not for everybody. It's just for a select few individuals. Anyhow, that's my call to action. I am available to support you. We do have some cool videos coming up. I'm going to give Jim a minute or two here, but we do have some cool videos coming up on YouTube. SciTech, we've got emails going out during the week. They're just little short emails. And we've got GABA. We're working on GABA, the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Academy. Yes, someday it's going to be built. I keep saying it. Someday it's going to be built. We are working on it. So that's my call to action. I'm here to support you. I don't know how to do that unless you ask me. There's free support and then there's paid support. Or is that, I guess you could say it that way, right? Some paid, some skin in the game. Or some free, some skin in the game. Anyhow, thank you guys, by the way, for your contributions. Those of you that do donate and give financially, whether it's $5 or $10 or $30, whatever or $1 million. Somebody gave $1 million. No, they haven't given that much. But thank you for your contributions. I really appreciate them all. Jim, last words?
Yeah, just want to say, take control of your life. Take control of your life. You have the ability to take control of your life in this moment, moment by moment. You have that power. It's easy. Each moment's easy. So easy. Look at what you're doing right now. You're hanging around a good crowd here. This is a good place to be.
The
Coach with
best.
Santos. Coach with Santos. I mean, like, look, people go to community college, university, trade schools. They pay money to get trained, right? Train. What are you going to get help with Santos? You're gonna get trained how to take control of your life. You know, small price to pay. Invest in your future. Small price to pay. Hang around good people. I mean, make that decision and take it moment by moment with that goal in mind.
There we go. Hey, Jim, keep that goal in mind. Jim's got some good advice there. Somebody said, "Hey, was Jim a gambler?" Well, he's gambled in some areas, but he probably never been in a casino. I don't know. Maybe you've been in a casino before, Jim?
Uh, I think that my problem is the the cryptocurrencies.
And
Yeah,
the
but
Big Macs.
yeah, Big Macs, right? Exercise, just thinking and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Um, but yeah, maybe next time I'll tell you about problems,
We'll dig
challenges.
into it. Yeah. So I appreciate you, Jim. Appreciate your contributing and your presence and your energy. We're all learning. We're all learning. So thank you for hanging out here on the broadcast. Somebody said, "How can I stay in touch with you?" Right there. There's a scrolling message at the bottom. Hopefully, you'll be able to see it. Soldiersofselfmastery.com. Welcome. That's SciTech. Stay in touch, email communication. And up above, if you see that, it tells you when we go live. We go live on Sundays. Geez, I didn't put the time, but anyways, we do go live on Sundays. 7 p.m. Typically, it's going to be a 7 p.m., most likely 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And I'm putting this up at least 5 or 6 hours before I go live. So if you're soldier scribed to the tribe, that's my bribe. No, you can you can see when this thing goes up, and we'll be going live on Sundays. So thank you, Jim, out of Tucson. Thank you, Nick there, Laura. Thank you, K6, for hanging out. Hopefully, you got something out of this broadcast. I know I did. Laura, Terrance, thank you for being with us tonight here. Appreciate Emily. Thank you, Emily. K6, did we get him? And then there was a few other people. Was it Nick? Did we get Nick? There we go. Appreciate you being with us. Planet and Serena. Planet, Serena, and Twin Boys. Thank you for hanging out. Hey, this is the right place at the right time. I guarantee you that. And if you're wanting out of gambling, for sure, permanently, lifetime. Let me see. There was somebody else in here that came on. And who else was that? Jeez. Natalie. There we go. Natalie, thank you for hanging out. It was a Facebook user. And Natalie, we welcome. Thank you. I hopefully got everybody. Look at the numbers are climbing, and it's time to go. We've been here an hour. We could keep going on and on. I tell you, we can, but we're not going to do this. We're going to end the broadcast because we got to get going. So peace through strength. I'll see you guys on the inside on my next broadcast. So remember to make every day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top, in spite of and because of.
Thanks, Santos. Have a good week.
You
Take
too,
care.
brother.
Bye-bye.